So I told you that right after my conversation with the mother of two, also former heart-to-heart ambassador with the Ghana AIDS Commission, was quickly picked up from our premise here by the AIDS Commission. We'll bring you an update on what goes on or whatever happens after her visit to the AIDS Commission. But now, before we get into a conversation around ARVs and mental health, which has been one of the reasons given to Joyce's behavior now, others have spoken about blackmail and the likes. She shut all down. But I think it's important that we talk about ARVs and mental ARV use, or ART, antiretroviral therapy, and mental health. But before we do that, I believe we can talk about some traders who can tell today. Because scores of traders at the Tamale Abuabo market have been displaced after fire destroyed their stores early this morning. Let's find out more on this. Mohammed Hashmin is joining us from the Northern Regional Capital, Tamale, with more. Hello, Mohammed.
Yeah, hello, Kemini.
Share with us exactly what happened.
Well, this dawn, according to some eyewitnesses who witnessed the incident, they were called that there was a fire outbreak at the Ababu market, and specifically the cereal market area of the market, and they visited there trying to salvage what has been left over. They also tried calling the fire service officials to immediately attend to the situation. But within that period, it was extremely difficult for the fire service men to arrive early at the market to attend to the situation. The difficulty the fire service personnel had was that access roads in the market are not all that good, so they struggled a lot before they could get access to the affected area itself. Now, the traders have been counting their loss. Some of them have been crying endlessly. Earlier on, the Northern Regional Minister, Alhaji Mohammed Muniru Limuna, led a team of the Regional Security Council to visit the affected traders. He has been assuring them that government is going to immediately attend to their plight. He has directed the National Disaster Management Organization to immediately register the affected traders so that they can see what kind of support they can give to them. The Tamale Metropolitan Assembly themselves are trying to put up some kind of wooden structures for them in the interim whilst investigations continue. I also tried speaking to the Chief Fire Officer for Northern Region, and what he tells me is that for now they cannot tell exactly what is the cause of the fire incident, but they are going to institute an investigation into the incident so that they can be able to remedy the situation looking into the future.
How many stores were ravaged by this fire?
Well, I cannot give specifically, but what we are told is that about 30 stores have been gutted by fire here. Now, some of the traders, the leadership of the traders, are linking the cause of the fire to some weed smokers who usually goes into the market at night to rest there. Now, they have called for police protection at the market, and this was the Northern Regional Police Commander, DCOP Ken Yebua, who accompanied the regional minister to the market, assured them that from now onwards they are going to deploy more men. They have even given a directive that from 6 p.m. this time, from 6 p.m. now, the market is going to be closed to all traders. So after 6 p.m., no trading activities will be allowed at the market.
You also spoke about NADMO coming in to give some relief items to these traders, hence they have been directed, or the group has been directed to take down detail of these traders. Has that happened already?
Like I told you, the regional minister has directed them to begin the registration exercise. I want to believe that it is based on the registration that they will be able to know the number of affected traders before they can respond.
The question I want answered is, has the registration taken place?
The registration has just started.
In other words, it's ongoing at the moment.
Yeah, it is ongoing.
But do you have an idea of the kind of items these traders might receive from NADMO, considering they trade in varying goods?
Well, I spoke to some of the traders, and what they told me is that they took loans from the banks, and the products that they have been dealing in are made up of cereal products, and these products include bags of rice, maize, granules, and many others. But they also have some of their valuable properties that has also been destroyed in the fire.
Do you have an idea what NADMO would be giving these people? What sort of relief?
Well, for now, I think the support that maybe the traders will need, maybe they will want financial support to be in business again. Because if you look at myself, when I visited they could not salvage anything from their shops.
So what alternatives now?
Because the shops are wooden structures, and the fire has raised all the shops to the ground, and these are traders who will need immediate support before they can be able to be in business.
Right. In terms of trade and getting goods from the markets, are there any alternatives for residents in Abuabo?
Well, for now, it is not the entire market that has been gutted by fire. But for now, where the cereal trade takes place, I don't think there will be any immediate, they will be able to trade today. But the municipal authorities, when I contacted them earlier on, were of the view that they are taking immediate steps to be able to put up wooden structures again within the market for them to be able to trade again. But then the question that comes into mind is that...
I'm afraid we'd have to leave our conversation here. Thank you all the same. Now, on to other matters. President Mahama has inaugurated a $29 million aeronautical ground lighting or runway lights at the Kumasi airport to allow aircraft to take off and land at night. This brings to completion the first phase, which includes the rehabilitation of a defective runway. Now, we'll get more on this rehabilitation works, what we should expect from the second phase in a bit from our presidential correspondent. But let's listen to President Mahama now.
This airport was declared an international airport in 2003, but it was declared by MAF. Upgrading we're undertaking is not over. There's still more to come here at the airport. The Ghana Airport Company, Nana will be happy to hear, is designing a new modern airport terminal for Kumasi. High-body jets up to the capacity of a Boeing 737. And as you are aware, most of the sub-regional carriers use Boeing 737s. There are plans in future to extend the runway so that it can receive even bigger aircrafts like the 767s, the 777s. And when we have done that extension of the runway, it's going very fast. In fact, it is one of the fastest growing in West Africa. So it's going to make Kumasi Airport one of the safest airports in this country. Because not only for night landing and night takeoff, you know that because Kumasi is in the middle of the rainforest, sometimes early in the morning the weather is very misty or foggy. And many times passengers have taken off from Accra, and if the plane is unable to land, it turns around and goes back. This time, even if the weather is foggy or misty, the instrument landing system will guide the plane straight. While the instrument landing system was bringing us in, the runway lights too were lighted so the pilot could see that he was coming to land on the runway.
Let's get some more on this international airport by MUF that is being transferred or translated into reality by President John Dramani Mahama. Gifty Ando-Appiah is presidential correspondent. She's been with the president in the Ashanti region, and she's joined me over the telephone. Gifty.
Hi, Kamini.
What else should we expect on this project to indeed bring the promise of upgrading the Kumasi airport to an international one to life?
Well, Kamini, yesterday the president mentioned quite a number of things that this whole project encompasses. He mentioned something about a new luggage carousel, new scanners for security purposes, resurfacing of the entire runway, which makes it smoother for the plane or for the aircraft to move on it. Runway lights, which happens to be the main focus of this particular story. But in the second phase, which we're expecting, well, according to the authority, airport authority, they are already working on it. They said there's a master plan study that is ongoing, and that the main project that is planned in the second phase includes the extension of the runway, which means that they are going to expand the entire runway, and also the construction of a new terminal building.
I say, when should we expect all of these things to take place?
Well, as to when, it wasn't really stated, except to say that the whole project actually started last year, 2013, and the first phase has been completed. So if the timelines that we've already seen is anything to go by, then maybe we should be looking somewhere in 2015. But if you compare the kind of projects we're talking about, if you compare the kind of work that has to go into these two phases, the first phase, of course, was to rehabilitate the runway and then to fix those lights. But the second phase seems to be much more of work than what has been done in the first phase. So I can't really tell because, of course, it wasn't really stated. But let's see.
Flashy runway lights. The people of Kumasi must be absolutely thrilled by this.
Well, Kamini, yesterday when I spoke to Aisha on the news, I indicated to her the number of people. I mean, it was a grand ceremony, if I should say, with lots and lots of marquees or canopies, if you like, and lots of drumming and dancing. And we had artists like Daddy Lumba and Amachi Dede on the bill and things like that. And we had those two for the Asante Hene of the Asante Kingdom there when the president, I mean, it was such a huge occasion. And if you look at the number of people there, well, you could say that they were excited. We spoke to some of them and they were indeed excited. But I also indicated that most of the people there were in branded t-shirts of the president, of course. That gives you an idea that, of course, we believe in the president and what he's doing. Of course, there are what critics will have to say. But the general feeling, the general sense that I got at the ground of the occasion was that of excitement, of course.
Well, we'll leave it here for now. Thank you very much, Gifty. Gifty Ando-Appiah is our presidential correspondent. Now, just before I go, here's something you should know, that while the judge in charge of the case between government, or sitting on the case between government and the 12 labor unions who have been going back and forth, battling government over the management of their Tier 2 pension scheme, is reading or still giving his judgment. He has so far granted government the interlocutory injunction since the workers fall within the essential services category. We'll look at this closer at midday when I see you again on News Today. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, it's a wrap here on News Desk. My name is Kemini Nyamani Amano. It's definitely good to be back. I'll see you again soon.